Welcome to VoxFlash, I'm Riddles, and in this video I'll be reviewing the plastic Legiones Astartes Fellblade Super Heavy Battle Tank and Glaive Super Heavy Special Weapons Tank. These are the first two plastic Lords of War for the Legiones Astartes, and they are bristling with anti-tank and anti-infantry weapons, offering tons of customizability whilst dominating the battlefields with their sheer size and presence. It takes 8 sprues to build these titanic tanks. The Fellblade and Glaive both share the same super heavy tank chassis, which is made up of 4 sprues. Then there is a dedicated sprue for either the Fellblade or Glaive turret, as well as 2 sponson sprues and a tank accessory sprue. To build the chassis, there are 2 sprues that make up either side of the tracks, whilst the remainder make up the rest of the hull structure, as well as giving you the choice of hull-mounted twin heavy bolters or twin heavy flamers. The Fellblade sprue contains the components to build the turret-mounted Fellblade Accelerator cannon and hull-mounted Demolisher cannon, whilst the Glaive sprue houses the massive Volkite Carronade and a crew hatch section covering the gap where the Demolisher cannon will go. The kit also includes 2 sponson sprues. The first builds the Lascannon Arrays and is shared with older kits such as the Land Raider Spartan, whilst the second features laser destroyers and the Gravis Heavy Bolter Batteries. Finally, the kit is rounded off with the standard tank accessory sprue that includes a range of bits to customise your super heavy tank with, such as a tank commander, gunner, a choice of pintle mounted combi weapon, searchlight, smoke launchers, havoc launcher, and hunter killer missile. Or you can simply choose the closed hatch covers. As far as building the tank goes, I find this really lends itself to building it in sub-assemblies before gluing it all together, as that will help align the main structure whilst the glue is still drying. The structure is well designed, clipping into place easily, although I needed to apply a fair bit of pressure and push the sides together once I'd added the top panel so there wasn't a gap around the edges. The turret of the Fellblade and the Glaive, as well as the Accelerator cannon, all feature my ongoing pet peeve of having feeds connect to curved surfaces, which can be hit or miss to clean up. Further, the Accelerator cannon is made of 2 halves that clip on top of each other, meaning there's a seam down the middle. For a component of this length, this looks quite unsightly, and after seeing it on camera, I'll have another go at tidying it up before priming, because there's a few areas where it could be neater. The Glaive's Volkite Carronade, on the contrary, is made up of 4 long straight components that make a hollow box. For me, the best kits are the ones where pieces overlap, hiding these contact points, but this gun doesn't follow that methodology and is quite unforgiving as the feeds attach on the visible side of the panels and require careful cleaning so you don't need the plastic. Despite all of that, the tank structure and turrets are relatively straightforward compared to the sponson weapons, which are by far and away the most complicated bits of the kit. Unless you're a wizard with magnets, you can build the Lascannon Arrays and either the laser destroyers or heavy bolter batteries for your tank. They're quite involved and took a significant amount of time each to complete. Across all 3 weapons, you need to pay particular attention as to which bits you glue and which you don't so that they're movable. The Lascannons and laser destroyers are made of multiple barrels, each of which require cleaning, and then there is the sponson mounting and various cables to sort out as well. One neat touch is that the hull features 2 pins that you can twist and lock these onto, meaning you don't have to glue them to the tank. In both the Fellblade and Glaive kits, I built one of each of the 3 options and can freely swap them depending on what loadout I want it to have. The only downside of this I've found is that the weight of them can cause them to droop. The turrets fit onto the chassis in a similar way. This means you can turn them to face what you're shooting at. And the Fellblade Accelerator gun can also raise up and down, although there isn't enough pressure to hold it in a fixed upwards position. The Glaive's Volkite Carronade would also be able to be raised, but for a fixed panel above it preventing it from being lifted. The final aspect of the build are the accessories. Some, like the Havoc Launcher or Hunter Killer Missile, are pretty straightforward to assemble. Of all the components, I had issue with the spotter, as I didn't find the binoculars had a natural position that allowed it to fit neatly inside the turret. In summary then, the tank structure is cleverly engineered to clip together and goes together well. The turrets require careful cleaning to catch any unsightly seams or rough areas left from where the feeds attached to. The sponsons are a bit more complex and time consuming, whilst the accessories are a bit hit and miss in terms of ease of build. But you have to say the design of these are beastly, and the size of them is enormous, dwarfing a tactical marine, standing significantly taller than even the cataphractic Terminator, and dwarfing a Rhino based Hulk. One feature I like is that they redesigned the doors to match the same shape and size as the Rhino doors, so you can use the Legion specific resin doors on the tank. And it's good that the tank structure is so easy to assemble as well, as it will form the base for any further super heavy tanks coming out in the future, such as the recently announced plastic Falchion. Presumably the new Lascannon variant that got released as part of the Legions Imperialis Falchion kit is surely on its way in the future as well. Time will tell on that, but for now both the Fellblade and Glaive make dominating centerpieces for your Legiones Astartes army, if not a slightly intimidating baiting project. So there we have it. The brutal super heavy battle tanks rumble onto the battlefields of the Horus Heresy. What do you think of them? Let me know in the comments and subscribe to VoxFlash for more Horus Heresy news and reviews coming soon.